One of my favorite Dalio quotes is, life is a big giant buffet. You have to give up some things you want at the buffet in order to eat some things you want more. And I think that what you talk about encapsulates a few other very important principles. The first one is another benefit of having a plan is you have something to compare to, right? It's hard to know how the day went if you didn't know how it was supposed to go. And something that we will find is that it's easy to backwards rationalize anything. A lot of our cognitive functioning is dedicated towards reminding ourselves how great we are, how we make great decisions today, we were so productive. Look at this big list of things that I crossed off. Didn't matter if any of those weren't our top priority, but like look at all the things we've done. I did 8 hours of work today, rather than, well, if I can only accomplish one thing today and have the day be great, what would that thing be? And you spend, I like to say, the first 60 to 90 minutes of your day working on that thing. You could treat the whole rest of the day as a bonus, that the most important thing on your list is more important than everything else combined. And so items numbers 2 through 10 aren't like nice to haves, they're distractions. There's a famous Warren Buffett story where he's like, what are your top 20 goals? People are like, da, 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 da. Oh, goal number 19, I want to learn how to swing dance, or, whatever it is. And he's like, okay, so these five, and I would say it's like probably 1 to 3, these are the things that you're doing. And someone's like, oh, so like number 5 through 20, these are the things that we do like when we're not doing 1 to 5. It's like, no, that's your not to-do list. Like those are the most dangerous things at all, because those are things that you can justify in hindsight is, oh, we redesigned the website, or like, oh, now we have a new recruiting page. Well, was that your most important thing? Was that attacking your bottleneck? Well, no. Well, it was literally a waste of time. And most of the things we do as work are a waste of time because we don't just take a single minute to say what would move us forward the most, what's the most effective path. And yeah, that's why planning is so critical, because the more rational we are, the better we are at rationalizing. We can look backwards and justify anything that we do. And third, we'll say, pillar of that loop, the experimentation, and why I think it's so critical. We've danced around a little bit, but it'd be nice to make explicit.
Yes.
Right. So we just talked about planning, deciding what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. We talked about reflection. How did that thing we do go? Can we make it go even better? Can we do something different? Right. But in between the doing of the thing, I like to frame as experimentation, is that we're curious, we're constantly paying attention to, like, is what we're doing leading us to the place that we want to go? And I know a problem that I used to have, and a lot of the founders that I work with have, is this shiny object syndrome, is like dramatically shifting the business model or the marketing plan day after day. Like, I find that this experimental approach solves for that. It eliminates a lot of these daily existential crises and pivots in the opposite direction, because you choose an experimental period. So for me, I default to 30 days, where every month I set kind of general North Stars, things I want to work towards, things that I'm going to try and see what happens. And I sprint as fast as I can for that 30 days, trying to like have this mental superposition of, even though I'm only 70% sure, I'm gonna act like I'm 100% sure that like this is the goal that I want, right? And this avoids me changing the goal every single day, because as we know with systems thinking, if you change the goal, the whole system realigns itself in that goal. And so that's very dangerous, because if you're changing everything, how do you know what's working? And then in the 30 days, I have the power to say, I can scrap that entirely. That gives me the freedom to act as if I'm fully confident. And it's so much of this comes down to like having the conviction that what you're doing is leading to the place that you want to go. And that allows you to remain consistent. I love the William James quote about habits, because I think it extends to so much in life. A single lapse is like letting a whole ball of string unfurl. You're doing all this work
Wow.
to like build this string, just wrapping and wrapping and wrapping, and you fall off course. You lose confidence what you're doing. You're starting over. You have just a big piece of string all over again. And this ability to know that you can course correct at a designated time allows you to experiment and try things in a low risk, fun, curious way. If everything is this like willpower, like force yourself to do things, that's a sprint. That's not a marathon. That's not a long-term approach. So I find in combination, deciding what I'm going to do, doing it, being curious what happens, and then how did that go? Do I want to keep doing it, or I want to do something else? When that loop is closed, it allows for exponential growth.
Subscribe to Outliers with Daniel Scrivner now in Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you like to listen to podcasts. And be the first to hear about new episodes and receive exclusive content by joining our newsletter at outliers.fm. I can't wait to help you level up and live your best life.